Hey, what's up, guys? How y'all doing today? Well, baby, if your name is Joseph, actually, if your name is Thalia Graves, you better count your pennies, dollars, and what else? And also, Gloria Albert. Y'all, what am I talking about? If you guys don't know, remember that girl, Thalia Graves, that used to have attorneys and she somehow got the Gloria Albert? Okay, she came out and said that Diddy and the Bodyguard, did a Diddler special, and they did all this stuff to her. And a lot of people were saying something seems to be up, namely the Bodyguard. Now, let me just say this: we don't know whether Thalia is telling the truth or not. That will be proven in a court of law. Thalia is not backing down. Gloria Allred is not backing down, which is why I'm asking what is going on. Because Diddy's Bodyguard has sued Thalia and Gloria Allred, being like, you know what? Not only is what you're saying what that it didn't happen, guess what? It could have never happened because I was banned from being around Diddy. Now, listen, let me just also say this before we pick sides. Kalina came out and defended Diddy too, and we all know that Kalina is the reason. Kalina's not the reason, but Diddy's involvement is the reason why. With Kalina is the reason why he's sitting in Fed jail or the holding detention center doing the Harlem Shake. Y'all, listen. Let's get into this, and then y'all tell me what you actually think is going on, because baby, it seems like there is a lot going on. All right, so where do we also start? Okay, this is Sherman versus Thalia Graves, and let's not forget that Diddy's son, I think it was Justin, liked a tweet of this guy Joe Sherman saying that this whole lawsuit against Diddy from Thalia Graves was a setup orchestrated by Jay Prince. I know that's what I said. What are y'all talking about? And speak up. I want to hear some more. And Justin Combs, Diddy's firstborn son, second son, age-wise, outside of Quincy, literally actually liked it and said it was true. So there's a lot going on. And again, there are other people that have like texts and stuff like that that say that Thalia is actually being honest and Joseph actually might be a plant for Diddy. So keep that in mind as we read this, okay? It was filed November 7th in the New York Southern District Court, so you know he is real. They said Diddy's ex-bodyguard sues great accuser Thalia Graves for defamation over claims of 2001 assault. Now, again, I do want to say this, YouTube. Remember Tattletales? Remember when we actually had that live a while back about Courtney Burgess and what's going on, right? I believe Tattletales, we were the first ones to actually ring the alarm about something ain't sitting right. And remember, I said, if there's any truth to what this man's saying, he has a per se defamation case against Diddy and his lawyers because they actually called him out in federal court documents. And to actually see who's telling the truth and who's not, where's the defamation case? Where's the defamation case? Because you can sue for defamation. Well, guess what? It looks like Joe Sermon might be a tattletale, and he is filing a defamation case. Okay, let's get into this, right? They said Diddy's ex-bodyguard sued Scrape Accuser for defamation over claims of the 2001 assault. A bodyguard who was named in the September lawsuit that alleged that he and Diddy viciously raped a woman in 2001 is now suing the accuser for defamation and emotional distress. Let me just say this. If she is lying, it 100% is defamation and emotional distress. Now, I did see the bodyguard actually put up a post saying this is about men's rights. And let me just say this, because there are crazy women. But in this day and age, after what happened, don't give me nothing about men's rights. It's still a man's world. Pick another argument. Anyway, right? They said, according to a filing reviewed by USA Today, Joseph Sherman sued Thalia Graves in New York federal court on Friday and said with his attorneys calling Thalia's allegations utterly false and untrue. They claimed he worked with Diddy in 1999, years before the alleged events in Graves' lawsuit. In the lawsuit, his attorney says Thalia and her legal team are attempting to blackmail him. And adding that Thalia and her lawyers made outrageous, disgusting, and life-altering statements without any regard for the truth. But is she lying? Okay, right? They continue. Joseph has never met Thalia Graves, let alone raped her. Okay, so he is calling her a liar. He continues to suffer severe reputational harm. I can see that because who wants to be approached by the diddler? Even though if you were Diddy's bodyguard in 1999, that's all I'm saying. Emotional distress. The reputational harm is being Diddy's bodyguard, but what do I know, right? um, Emotional distress and financial damages as a result of Thalia's lawsuit per his filing. He also accuses her of messaging and asking him to provide false testimony against Sean Combs in exchange for being left out of legal proceedings. A lawyer for Thalia declined to comment. Okay, now how are they going to prove whether this is true or not? Now, listen, in her complaint, she said she's dating one of Diddy's employees at the time and alleged that Diddy and Sherman rugged her, bound, and raped her at the Bad Boy Record Studio in New York City around summer 2001. She sought relief from the court for gender motivated violence and violation of New York law by allegedly recording and sharing footage of her assault. Um, okay, so listen, there were text messages that were released, okay, because we got to talk about this. And I read some of those text messages. It does look very damning. I find it so interesting and sad if Gloria Allred actually saw those messages, saw that at least this guy, Joseph Sherman wasn't a part of it, and still pursued it and threw this bodyguard in the mix. Now, there are people saying that the messages were fake. There's more to the story, but they are suing Gloria Allred for defamation. Again, nobody is above the law. So in this point, it gets into who do you believe? But just because this guy, Joseph Sherman, was Diddy's bodyguard for years, we already looking at anybody that was Team Diddy as like, wait, what's going on? Now, it's also important to know that the guy is saying that it would have been impossible, right? It would have been impossible for him to actually be somebody. It would have been impossible for him to have actually done it too, because he actually said that he was not even around Diddy after that. He wasn't allowed, and he says that the accuser has the wrong man. Let's get into this, right? Da, 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 da. Sherman, however, said in his court filing he never met. In a recent interview, Sherman claimed Thalia targeted him because he refused to be a witness in her case against Diddy. He also hinted at further legal action on Instagram, writing, "Let the war begin. I won 100 million. My first lawsuit, 2 more coming." So who's he suing? He said, "2 more coming. You post me on your blog once I get your information. I'm coming for your neck. Not posting the rest, see me in court. This would never be possible if liberals would have won for years. They've been focusing on taking away the rights of all men." You know, I do want to say that, oh, he's threatening the Jasmine brand. That you know, the Jasmine man reported a lawsuit again, again. He literally said that he's coming. Now, let me just say this, right? This would not have been possible if liberals would have won for years. They've been focusing on taking away the rights of all men. I find it funny already, this Joseph, and whether he's guilty or innocent, I'm already looking. I get it, his reputation's been besmirched. But for him in 2024 to say that the rights of men have ever been taken away and that's what's going on, this would have never been possible if liberals had won. Are you now saying because Trump won, you can now sue? Trump's not even president yet. What are you talking about, dummy? Anyway, let's get back into this, right? I'm coming for you. Post me on your blog once I get your information. I'm coming for your neck. Not posting the rest. See me in court. I don't think other people. You cannot get sued for posting court records. She's not saying you're guilty. The Jasmine brand didn't say you did it. She literally just posted what is in the court records. What again, this is the same person that thinks that Trump winning is the reason he was able to bring this lawsuit. But you know what? I find it interesting that somebody that is adjacent to Diddy, and it might not be anything, but I find it interesting that somebody is adjacent to Diddy is now saying that now that there is a new administration coming forth, it might actually be favorable for everybody involved, even around Diddy, and the rights of men will be protected. Now, let me just say this. If Joseph was unfairly blamed, yes, Thalia should actually pay for the fullest extent of the law, but it has not been proven in court that Thalia is lying or not. Just like it hasn't been proven in court that Joseph is telling the truth or not. So I'm confused as to how he's suing the Jasmine brand for what? Posting court records? I don't know. Maybe there's something more to the story. Anyway, y'all, we're going to be following this. Let me know what you think in the comments. And yes, I will be on live later. I'll talk to y'all later. Bye.